Today I want to tackle something that's uncomfortable but incredibly important. In this episode I'm going to show you exactly how engineers, architects, planners and surveyors slowly allowed themselves to become a commodity, while doctors did the opposite, and what you need to do if you want to stop being discounted, rushed and disrespected in your business. If you've ever been asked to cut your fees, halve your timeframes or just squeeze it in and felt frustrated that you said yes anyway, then this episode is for you. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Josh. I spent over 10 years as a director and shareholder of a 3 million consultancy that we grew to 30 million. And today I work exclusively with consultancy owners who want better clients, stronger margins, and a business that doesn't burn them out. And so in today's episode, we're going to unpack how this happened, why it now feels like normal to the industry, and most importantly, what has to change if this profession is going to regain its standing. All right, so the first big idea that I want to talk to you about in today's episode is this concept of like death by a thousand cuts. Like this issue in our industry didn't happen overnight. It's happened one yes at a time. And I want to talk you through like what's really happened over the course of our industry and comparing our profession, the engineering and built environment profession, to that of, say, doctors. So what's happened over time, team, is, doctors have gone this way because they kept saying no. So they kept saying no to fee cuts. They kept saying no to, people asking them to lower their prices and that sort of stuff. And what's happened over here, and I'll talk about profit in a second, is their margins and their profit margins are up here. Whereas us, engineers and built environment as an industry, we've kept saying yes. So every time a client asks us to drop our fees, we say yes. Every time a client says, can you just get it done quicker, we say yes. Every time they say, just get one more thing done for the same amount of fees, we keep saying yes. And so this concept of, it just didn't happen overnight. Like, it happened one yes at a time. We didn't wake up one day and just go, all of a sudden we're a commodity. We made decisions throughout the entire course of our industry. Discounting, rush scopes, shortcuts, they just became normalized. So every time we say yes to unreasonable requests from our clients, we reset the expectations with our clients. And so over time, clients stopped feeling funny about asking us. They stopped seeing boundaries in place because we stopped holding them accountable or stopped pushing back on our clients. So the first big idea is, like, we're all angry, we're all frustrated, we're annoyed this keeps happening, but I want to point the finger at the fact that this didn't happen overnight. It's happened one yes at a time. And so now it's up to us as a profession to start to go, you know what, enough's enough. We need to start saying no, setting boundaries, and having those hard conversations with clients. And that's not going to be easy because we have trained our clients over the last 15, 20, 50, 100 years, whichever time frame you want to go to keep expecting us to say yes. So the second big idea I want to cover today, team, is that highlighting that when we're comparing, and I'm just using this comparison because it's real and it's raw, highlighting this comparison between engineers in the built environment industry and, say, doctors. And I want to highlight two important things here. The first is that when we look at doctors and GPs and even specialists, what they've done over the last 10, 20, 50 years is they have protected their profession. So when we talk about doctors saying no all the time and their profit margins keep going up, it's because they have been protecting their profession. So doctors have been protecting themselves, their livelihood, and they keep saying no and pushing back. Whereas us, as the engineering and built environment industry, we've protected the client. Like, if we're really true about it, we keep protecting our clients. And so we put our clients first. We make them number one. And what's happened is our margins, if we look at the profit piece, not to mention stress and pressure and all those sorts of things, profits have gone down, stress and pressure have increased because we keep protecting the client. So while doctors were raising prices, shortening their consult blocks, pushing back on pressure from potentially their industry to drop their fees, us as the engineers and built environment industry, we were absorbing pressure, working longer hours, we're saying yes to reduced fees. So the The doctors in their profession reinforced authority. They reinforced that, no, we're really good at what we do. We stand behind the work that we do, the results that we get for our clients, all those sorts of things. So they reinforced authority and positioning in their marketplace. Whereas us as a profession, we just tried to be agreeable. So the people pleaser, like the strong parts of our personality that want our clients to like us, we kept protecting the clients through trying to be good-natured, through wanting to help other people, through wanting to make a good impression on our clients. But what it's done is it's created such a big gap between where doctors are and where we could be versus where we are now. So, like, to round out the second big idea, like, respect follows confidence and respect follows standards, not just technical competence alone. Like, we all know that you are amazing at what you do. We all know that you're amazing at getting great results for your clients. But are you confident? Do you set boundaries? Do you reinforce your high levels of standards and keep saying no to your clients when they ask you those things? And the answer is, at the moment, no, because so many of our coaching clients and the members in our boardroom community have these issues where clients just keep expecting them to say yes to dropping fees, being cheaper, rush deadlines, because we haven't, as an industry, reinforced confidence, set standards, and held ourselves true to, I guess, the results that we get for our clients. And clients take cues from how you position yourself too. So if you position yourself strongly in the marketplace and stand behind the value that you bring to projects, clients take cues from that. But if you keep saying yes, if you keep discounting, if you keep dropping your fees and dropping your timeframes, clients will take advantage of that. All right, final big idea. You can't complain about being treated like a commodity, while acting like one. And I know that's harsh, and I know that sounds hard, and I know that might hit you right between the eyes, but wanting respect from your clients without changing your behavior doesn't work. So saying yes to everything trains your clients how to treat you. Being professional, like actually standing up for the value you bring to your marketplace, sometimes means actually disappointing people, actually setting boundaries with your clients, actually saying, no, I can't actually hit that deadline. I think we, as an industry, we want people to like us. We want people we want everyone to get along. We think that building client relationships is off the back of saying yes all the time and being liked. Like, setting boundaries with your clients is not arrogance. It's actually clarity. And a lot of the clients that we work with, when they say, you know what, I actually set that boundary with the client, I said no, I pushed back on the fee reduction, they actually said on the back of that, their client respected them more because they knew where the line was. They knew where those boundaries are. So we often think that setting boundaries is arrogance and rude and they're not going to like me, but it's actually giving your clients clarity on where the line is. And so, change starts, and I'm a big advocate for this in the industry, change starts with owners making different decisions. So you watching or listening to this episode, like, change starts with you making different decisions. If the difference between you dropping your price by 10% is the difference between you winning or losing that project, well, you've got to ask yourself whether you want that project in the first place. If bringing forward the deadline by 2 weeks is a difference between you seeing your kids on the weekend and seeing your family versus you working through, well, maybe there's a choice there to actually go, you know what, my family's more important. So it all starts with you making different decisions about how you run your business and how you set boundaries with your clients. All right, I really want to share an amazing example of a client story. A client we're working with called Andy. Like, a big shift came for him in this exact same space. So he secured a project with a really great client. The work was there, the relationship was there, but he ran the numbers on the project, and like, the project just didn't stack up. Like, the old version of Andy would have just tried to make it work. He would have discounted, said yes to discounting the fees, absorbed the risk, told himself he'd work it out later. This time he didn't. He had a direct conversation with his client. He turned the work down because he said, I don't feel aligned with the value that I'm bringing. And that decision wasn't about ego, it was about standards. And what happened next was Andy thought the client would go away. They didn't. They actually turned around and said to him, you know what, we really respect that decision that you've made. We respect how you've stood behind the value. We actually want to work with you more deeply. We actually want you to keep your fees the way that they are. So that to me just highlights the fact that if you actually stand up for the value that you bring into the industry, you stand behind the work that you do, and Andy's a great example of this. He actually said, you know what, I don't want this work because I can't do it for the price expectations that you have. Let's walk away from this conversation. The client actually chased him and said, you know what, I really want to work with you because of your positioning in the marketplace. Let's have a conversation and let's agree on fees that work for both of us. So just a really great example of Andy in our boardroom community of having a hard conversation, standing up for the value that he brings, and obviously then still dragging the client. So to wrap this up, engineers in the built environment industry, they didn't lose respect because they stopped being valuable. I want to really highlight that. They lost respect in this industry because they stopped protecting their value. If you want better clients, if you want stronger margins in a business that actually supports your life, it starts with awareness. And it starts with the courage to do things differently. So if you'd like help building a more efficient and profitable consultancy, increasing revenue consistently, and creating a business you're genuinely proud of, check out our 10 million plus consultancy roadmap training. So it's a step-by-step guide to growing your business to that next level, whether it's to 1 million, to 3, to 5, or 10 million and beyond. So you can find the link to that training below this video. Take care and talk soon.